Good evening. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. Anyway, machine. I'm Dave, WW7ATS. The Western Washington Amateur Television Society is a group of amateur radio enthusiasts that take to the airways with fast scan television. We have a repeater located up on Cougar Mountain. We transmit on 70 centimeters. It's a crossband repeater and spits out images at 1.2 gigahertz. To find out more about the Western Washington Amateur Television Society, please Google WW7ATS. That's Google WW7ATS. That will take you to our homepage on the internet. There you'll find the exact frequencies we transmit on, a little background on the group, and also you'll find a link on that page that takes you to YouTube, where we stream our nets held on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Also, we'd like to thank the SeaTac Repeater Association for letting us use WW7STR's repeater, 147.08, with a specific tone of 103.5 for this net. So with that, I'll pause in case anybody has emergency traffic or needs to make a contact before our net gets fully underway. This is Dave, KD7CYM. None. Again, welcome to the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. Checked in by a video link is Ron, KD7QKU, Bob, K9PQ, Richard, K7ITX, Jim, N7QO, James, WU7N, and myself, Dave, KD7CYM. Is anybody else wishing to check into the net? Hearing none, we'll get the ball rolling with Ron, KD7QKU.
Okay, well, good evening, everyone. Thank you, Dave. This is Ron, KD7QKU. I was just thinking about what's been going on here. We're thinking about going away for a couple days. So I had a portable air conditioner in a bedroom window, and I decided I had to take that part out so I can close the window and lock it. And then in the garage, there's the garage door, of course, and then there's a door in the wall, just like a house door that goes outside. Well, that door opens out, so that puts the hinges on the outside, and then it has one of those push-button combination lock things on it, and I don't know the code. So I'm able to lock it, I guess, on the inside, sort of. At least I have been trying to. So I feel like that's really insecure, or unsecure, maybe would be the word. And so I put some brackets, metal brackets, on the wall outside of the door jamb, into the 2x4s, leg bolted them in, and then I was able to put a 2x4 horizontal across the door. And then I taken some tie wire and I tied the doorknob to the 2x4. And I thought that would be sufficient. And then I got to thinking about it, and I thought, well, gee, anybody really wanted in, all they have to do is take a screwdriver and a hammer and just knock the hinge pins out. There's just two of them, and just the door would just come open. So then I thought about it for a while, and I decided to go down and get a big carriage bolt. So I drilled through the door and through the 2x4, and I put a carriage bolt right in the middle of the door, and the nut, of course, on the inside of the 2x4, taking a wrench and kind of snugged that up. So I don't know, maybe that's extreme, but I don't have to worry about it. Now I got a lot of tools, I got a big roll-away toolbox and stuff out there. I don't know, maybe I'm paranoid, but now I don't have to worry about it as much. I mean, I guess if somebody wanted in, they'd just, tear the garage door open or something. I don't know what they would do. Anyway, that's kind of been bothering me ever since I've been here, because I don't have a key and I don't know the code. So, and I don't know who did or does. Maybe no one, I don't know. But anyway, I don't have to worry as much about it now. So. Back to net, KD7QKU.
KD7QKU, thanks for that. Let's go to Bob, K9PQ in Bothell.
Hey, well, hi guys. We are having technical difficulties, which is preventing us getting our stream to YouTube. That is to say, the stream from Grandstream. What we are streaming to YouTube is a picture of the inside of the repeater room. It is live, it is video, it may look like just a photograph, but it really is a live video. Let's see, yeah, so I've got big plans for tomorrow for Thanksgiving. I'm going to see my niece's home for the first time. She just got married and she is having Thanksgiving with her parents and with me in Bremerton, so wish me luck getting the ferries. Who knows how crowded they'll be. They expect them to be crowded, but it's anybody's guess just how much. I'll bet this evening was really, really bad. Tomorrow morning might not be so bad. We'll find out. So, yeah, but that's going to be a lot of fun to see them and have Thanksgiving dinner with them. What else has been going on? I've been getting my web development, which has been pretty lightweight up till now. I've done a whole lot of IT of all kinds, but just not web development. But I'm looking at a job that is exactly that, and so I'm getting that up to speed so that I can hopefully get that job and get a little extra money. Yeah, that's kind of what's going on with me these days. So I'm going to probably keep it pretty short. I'll stick around, but I don't mind this being a short net since we're not really putting a picture out or anything. Back to net, K9PQ.
Thanks for that. Let's pick up Richard, K7ATS in Kent.
Okay, well, I might be putting out a picture, but if you want to see my legs again, I could put it back down, but that's okay. Anyway, so yeah, Ron, no, I think you're right on, and it sounds like you always do kind of make it seem like you're home anyway, you know, and then you've got plenty of cameras. Now, I don't know if your cameras you can look at on your phone. So, well, geez, you know, I don't know. I mean, what else can you do? I got a doorbell camera, so that's for a while. You know, I had one that just couldn't stay on the internet, or just couldn't stay on my Wi-Fi, and so I think I told you every 10 or 15 seconds, voice would come on outside, right on the doorbell camera, and it would say, successfully connected to your network. And about a minute later, successfully connected to the network. You know, it was nuts, and so, and then I Googled that as a problem, and yeah, it turns out that everyone else had the same problem, and the way you got it fixed is you just bought the upgraded model, so you throw out one away. So, screw it. We got one that my daughter has had installed successfully, and it's beautiful. Just works like a charm right off the bat. I don't know. We had to put in a little. I didn't want to subscribe to the cloud for recording whatever it picked up, but you could put in a little, I don't know, a memory card, and so So we're having me and Debbie having a lot of fun talking to each other once in a while, you know, when we're out on the road and someone's one of us is at the front door. And even the Amazon guy rang the doorbell. That's a first, and the dog didn't bark. No, I'm all hip on what you're doing, Ron. And then, okay, the Bremerton Ferry. Oh my God, do I know that boat very well? You know, I had a contract. Well, I helped build the entire skin and a lot of neat stuff. Well, the picture that you saw just a second ago, you know, my when I'm not available. In fact, well, this picture right here. Oh, that didn't do anything. Oh, down here. There we go. That picture. That's the Bremerton Government Center. So, and that was no slouch. That had all kinds of fun things. And then also there's a business center right next to the ferry boat landing that I worked on pretty much the same time. You know, living in Kent, you know, it was about, you know, about 55 minutes from my house to my office in Bremerton. I had a job site office that was kind of cool. But that got tiring. And sometimes I'd spend the night in Bremerton, but quite a few times I took the ferry, which was, you know, it was shorter driving, but a lot longer to get there. But the nice thing about it is it's a 1 hour ride, and if I was sleepy enough, I was just, I had my Dodge Ram Charger, which is a big, giant SUV, and I had sleeping bags and all kinds of, you know, a mattress in the back. I'd just crawl in the back and go to bed for the trip. And what was extra nice is if it were foggy, because then the boat goes really, it's like the slow boat to China for serious. Instead of a 1 hour ride, it might be 2.5 rides. You could really get a good morning's sleep. So, I don't know, it's kind of like cheating in a way, but, you know, that's one thing I always liked about being a project manager. You know, I didn't have to punch a clock, or I could make up all kinds of excuses not to be there, you know. Of course, I still had to work eventually, so, you know, but I worked all kinds of hours. I'd work really late at night or real early in the morning. I even had a kind of a cushion-like bed, futon type thing in my office. I have to admit, the owner of the company I worked for, when he visited my office one time, he took a pretty weird look at. I didn't have the bed folded up into a chair. It was like a bed. When he came in there, I know that didn't look too good, but I didn't ever get fired. I actually quit, so that's pretty fun. So anyway, but I don't know, I just loved that. I loved getting off work and catching the 3 o'clock ferry back to Seattle, especially when it was super sunny and beautiful out. Oh my God, I couldn't complain. So anyway, enjoy it, Bob. I think you're gonna probably luck out on. I guess they got a pretty nice new loading dock now, so. I don't know. Who knows? It might even be set up with television screens for you to watch while you're waiting. All right, K7ITX, back to net control.
Hey, Richard, let's go to Jim in 7QO in Covington.
In
7QL. Thank you, Dave. Good evening, everyone. Well, I'm looking at the 1.2 gigahertz picture, and it looks a whole lot better than it did the last net. It's still kind of going on and off just a tiny bit for me, but yeah, I can tell that it's the repeater. Ron, no key and no code. Man, I could tell that. I think your concern is justified. Sounds like you're doing something to secure things. Yeah, not knowing who might have a key or code would definitely concern me. I've got to throw this question out to you. Is it a solid door? Is it a solid wood door? Or is it a metal door? Or whatever? Next go around. Bob, big plans? I don't have any plans. My wife's just going to do something here. We're kind of sort of isolated a little bit, or quarantining a little bit. My wife got exposed to COVID by someone a few days ago, so we are more or less quarantining for, I don't remember how many days my wife told me we were going to be like this, but anyway, hopefully we'll be fine out of that. Hopefully we won't catch it. And Dick, ferry, yeah. Yeah, I've been on ferries several times. I think the rides can be quite enjoyable, especially if it's a long one where you can sit back, enjoy a cup of coffee or something on the way. But I understand that right now our ferry system is experiencing a shortage of boats. So some are going to be delayed, some are maybe less frequently served than others. Just something to watch out for. So they're anticipating delays and long waiting lines for the ferry boats for the next several days anyway. Good luck to Bob or whoever is going to be traveling on the ferries. Back to you, Dave, and 7QO.
QO, better get an ID in here again. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net on the SeaTac Repeater Association's 08 machine, 147.08. Again, this is Dave, KD7CYM. Let's go to James, WU7N.
Thank you. This is WU7N here in Northeast Bellevue. Well, anyway, thanks for everyone coming, and happy day before Thanksgiving evening, whatever you call that, Thanksgiving Eve. And Ron, I don't think any home improvement project that makes a door tougher to break in is wasted time. I think it's always worth it to fortify outside doors. You know, I have got a whole lot of projects here. My problem is I get 2/3 of the way done, and it sort of works, and then I never get the last things done, so I really got to focus this weekend. My hot water heater's been putting out hot water for some time, but I forgot to put the earthquake straps back on it. And there's still a drain hose for the next time it cuts loose. Hopefully it'll route the water outside instead of going all over the inside that I have to still finish up on. So I'm the reason the earthquake will happen tonight. Now that I've gone without earthquake straps this long, it's probably tempting fate. For the day that might interest this group is an AI, artificial intelligence find. There are people now working with AI, and this is like double creepy to me. They've got Frank Sinatra singing songs that didn't exist when he was alive. And two of the songs, one is Billie Jean. Of course, Michael Jackson is also deceased, so you have a deceased person singing another deceased person's song. And the other one, let's see, was Kurt Cobain, Smells Like Teen Spirit, which you would know it if you heard it, and Frank Sinatra singing that. It's just creepy weird, and it just sounds bizarre because it sounds so much like Frank Sinatra really trying to sound like Kurt Cobain and sing his song. So it's just very, very strange. That's my contribution for the evening. I had someone give me an Adreno, sort of like science fair type kit, so I've been looking at that, figuring out what to do with it. Also have a giant microphone, but I think the reason he gave that to me, it's a very high quality microphone, but there's something screwed up with the software because I plug it into this computer here and it doesn't seem to work for more than about 5 seconds. So it may be a take apart. Oh, okay, and there is no sticky underneath your keyboard. Well, that was my suggestion on how to solve the problem. Anyway, so I don't know. I bet the microphone element, though, is pretty good inside this microphone, so it might actually be worth the time to take the 4 screws out and get the microphone element out and then rebuild an entire microphone around it. Since I would also have the case that I'm assuming is probably pretty good. Basically, it's just the USB software that's all messed up in there, so maybe I could use it. I'm not sure. Well, I'm okay with a shorter net tonight, too, if it's just the 5 of us here. However, you guys want to hang in here, that's okay with me. This is James, WW7N in Northeast Bellevue. Back to you, Dave.
This is Dave, KD7CYM in Lake City. Oh, it's cloudy outside and 40 degrees, and oh my, looking forward to Thanksgiving tomorrow. I'm going to get together with my daughter for a little bit of turkey meat, I guess, and that will be an enjoyable thing. And Bob, oh my, working on web development, trying to catch a ferry. Good luck with that. And Ron, with his door locked, got to look out for those Kia boys. If you find a Kia in your driveway, you might find you've got a hole in your garage door, and all the things that you really cherish might be disappeared. Oh my. And Richard, all those great developments with glass that you've done through the years, that's very good. Being able to take ferries all the time to go to work, it's kind of calming, I guess. And Jim getting good 1.2 gig reception, but COVID struck his family. Oh my. Sad thing to be quarantined for Thanksgiving. But anyway, hopefully you got a turkey in the oven and then it'll be good. And James, getting that water heater fans put on and get that done. And then artificial intelligence changing us all the way we do things. This really isn't me. I'm a robot, but I'm enjoying the net this evening. Oh well, so much for IAA. Well, let's go back up to the top to Ron, KD7QKU.
Thank you again, Dave. And hello again to everybody. KD7QKU here. Well, let's see. Jim asked what kind of door it was. It's a metal door. It's a metal door with no windows or anything. So when I put the carriage bolt through the hole, I had a big enough washer that it would go over it. So it's got a pretty good sized washer too on the outside. So I feel fine. Let's see. Oh yeah, Richard. I think it was on Evening Magazine or something. They showed Caveman Barbecue in Kent, and it's kind of an old place, you know. It's been there years, but man, oh man, were they smoking and barbecuing a lot of turkeys, and there was a steady stream of people coming in and out. So I would imagine you've already picked up your turkey, probably. You're all set to go. The people were bragging about how good they were, and they've been getting them for years, so I think you were right when you said they were good. So you were talking about your camera. So I had kind of the same problem. My camera's at the up at the top under the soffit, you know, at the front door. There's kind of a little entranceway, and it points towards the driveway. And over there on the garage, Joanne wanted me to put out a flag. flagpole. So she has a Seahawks flag on it right now. And she has some Christmas flags. Well, anyway, that flag was blowing in the wind, and it was tripping the camera, so it was taking pictures every couple of seconds. So I showed it to her, man. I mean, it had taken like 1,000 pictures. It was running my battery. It's a solar-powered battery. And I showed her all the pictures, and she goes, "Oh my gollies." I said, "Yeah, I got to move the flag." So she didn't argue. We moved the flag. And then let's see, the ferry boat. So yeah, no, I had that experience a few times. One time I went out of, over there in Iberian, what's that term? Oh, shoot, I just was thinking about it now. I can't say it. Senior moment, I guess. I went over, I guess it's to Vashon Island, and worked on a school for a week or so. Darn. Well, anyway, you go over to West Seattle and take that ferry. And then when I was driving for Group Health for probably about a year, I taken the truck across the ferry to Paulsbo in the morning. So I went early. Well, it wasn't a year, maybe it was 6 months, because I changed my shift to the afternoon shift. So I was working swing shifts. I liked that much better than getting up early in the morning. But the ferry ride across, it seemed to me like it was in the wintertime, and it was foggy quite a bit. So I'd get off at Paulsbo, then I'd go down to Silverdale and Bremerton and Olympia, and back around to Tacoma, and then back down to Long Acres at that time. That's where their warehouse was, by South Center. And so I would do that. But then I switched to swing shift. So then I didn't have to go to work till 2:30 in the afternoon, so I could work on cars or whatever I wanted to work on at home. Worked out really good for me. And then I would be home. I got off about 11:30, so it didn't take long to get home. I could sort of have a normal day, normal schedule, except I missed out on TV and missed out on the family a lot, I suppose. That was a bad thing. But anyway, that ferry was nice. And let's see, what else did I say? Oh, Jim, with the exposure to COVID, that's too bad. I think you have to be quarantined for about 10 days or something. You know, because I think I don't know. I guess really how long. Hopefully you guys have had your shots, and you probably won't get it. So, anyway, so if we wanted to make the net a little bit shorter, that would be fine. I don't have a whole lot to talk about. I did say we're going out to Mike's, I guess, to his house for Thanksgiving dinner, and I trust everybody else's. James didn't say where he's going, but I think, James is probably going to his family for Thanksgiving. I think he's done that in the past. All right, back to net, KD7QKU.
QKU. Let's go to Bob, G9PQ.
Hey, well, first of all, Jim, sorry to hear about the COVID, and I hope you don't get it, and I hope your wife is doing okay. The Vashon, Fauntleroy is what you're thinking of there, Ron. Fauntleroy to Vashon out in West Seattle. The ferry I'm taking is the Edmonds ferry because it's just easier for me. It's a little more driving, but I don't have to drive downtown, which is always a bonus for me. And it does mean that I'll be, driving from Kingston on down to Bremerton. But it's really not bad. It's more driving, definitely, but not a lot more because Edmonds is a lot closer to me than downtown as well. And it's the article I saw said that 45% of the ferries are currently out of service. It's just bad luck. They had some, I think they had some accidents, but they also had some like engine breakdown things and various reasons. But it's bad right now. Edmonds Kingston has one ferry. It normally has two, but they do have the schedule set for it, and there's no different schedule for Thanksgiving. It's the same as any other day. So I'm just making sure I go really, really early. If I catch the one I'm trying to catch, I'll be about 3 hours early. But I'm trying to make sure that I catch one that gets me there before dinner starts. So I'm leaving a whole lot of extra time. Also, I'm bringing folding chairs. I mentioned that because Costco, I don't know if they always carry them, but they have the best folding chairs. They're wood frame with nice padded seats, and they're worth buying. If you need folding chairs, if you think you might want folding chairs, go check them out. And finally, when I was going through looking for my password, I was looking through all kinds of notes and things, and I happened to come across Chandler's name, and I hadn't thought of Chandler in a little while, so it was nice to be reminded and think of him a little bit. He always had good videos to share. A lot of times it was just like the dogs running around the backyard or something, but it was always nice to see. So, with that, I'm going to say my 73s tonight, and happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I'll stick around. I'm going to go get a drink, but I'll be right back. K9PQ, back to net.
We got your 7-3. Thanks for that. Let's go to Richard, K7ITX.
All right, I have my caveman kitchen smoked turkey. Oh yeah, it's good to go. I was kind of hoping I'd have some leftovers, but geez, I think we're going to have 8 people at our house, so I think I'm going to, started out as a 20-pound turkey, but then, by the time they smoke and stuff, it's down to like 15 pounds, but it's still a good-sized bird. With all the other stuff that goes with it, we should have enough, but like I say, I suspect I'm not going to have very many smoked turkey leftovers, which that'll be disappointing. Jim, that's too bad about the COVID exposure. You don't want to get that either. I've just been lucky. I don't know. I mean, I've tried not to get it, so that might be part of it. But I think I might be one of the few husbands or spouses that, had a spouse get it really bad, but then not get it from my wife. So that was, I don't know, that was quite a bullet to dodge, I'm telling you. That was pretty weird. So, anyway, good luck for you, Jim. And, I gotta say something about Monday Night Football again. God dang it, Monday Night Football's been really good lately, and this time it was Russell Wilson. Again, I guess he was on Thursday Night Football, but now in Monday Night Football against the Minnesota Vikings. So see, the whole thing about Russell Wilson, last year, his first year in Denver, he became a real goat. Nobody liked him. So they start the year. The Denver Broncos start this year, and they have a terrible record, 1-5, and they are just screaming to get rid of the new coach, let's change out the whole team, get rid of Russell Wilson, but I don't know, the new coach figured out how to get Russell Wilson back to the old Russell Wilson, because now they've won 4 in a row, including a victory over the, Kansas City Chiefs, the Super Bowl winner from last year, and then they beat Minnesota's Russell. Well, the whole thing about Russell Wilson, he saves his magic to the very last, opportunity. I mean, it's just weird how he can do that. You think, just when you think they are down and out, he'll throw this magical pass to someone in the end zone, and by golly, they always seem to catch it. Let's see. Wait a minute. It wasn't It was Sunday night football. That's right. Because Monday night football was Kansas City. And the weird part about Monday night football was, they're a great team, and all of a sudden I can't remember the quarterback's name. He's a really great quarterback, and he was throwing just the most perfect passes. The ball, nice spirals, just right exact, hit the guy right in the hands. Well, it's like my dad used to say, he hit him in the bad spot, he hit him in the hands. And that's what it was. He hit the guys in the hands, and I saw 5 or 6 crucial drops. I mean, it was just unbelievable. So, anyway, it's been pretty exciting. So I guess Seahawks play tomorrow. I don't know. It kind of makes me sick sometimes to watch them, but I don't know what to say. We'll see how it goes. So, that's about it. I was going to comment on the ferry boats and breaking down with, one, I guess, had water in the generator fuel, and that didn't help. The generator quit working. When the generator doesn't work, a lot of other things don't work. So I can't remember that whole story, but I have a feeling that's one of the ferry boats that's getting rebuilt right now. And yeah, swing shift. Yeah, I like swing shift, but you're right, Ron. Yeah, I did it for quite a long time, and I really missed out on a lot of TV shows. There are a lot of shows that I never. Seinfeld was one. I never watched Seinfeld until it was reruns, and I thought, oh my God, no wonder everybody liked this show. It's funnier than heck. So, yeah, Swing Shift had its good parts, but then you missed out on a lot of family stuff too. So that was kind of a bummer. All right, well, that's it for me. K7ITX, back to net control.
7ITX, let's go to Jim, N7QO.
N7QO, thank you, Dave. Well, Jim, AI, Frank Sinatra, yeah, that does sound creepy. I don't know, I just had this thought that at least they didn't try to make Frank sound like Whitney Houston or something, or, do a Whitney Houston song. That would have been downright criminal. But yeah, it's here, it's weird. We gotta get used to it, I guess. I don't know. Ron, thanks for mentioning about your door. Caveman barbecue. I wonder if it's too late to get a brisket. I never was really terribly fond of turkey, but my wife's got turkey going anyway, so I guess that covers tomorrow. And Bob, thank you for mentioning Costco and the folding chairs. I wonder, I'll have to go take a look at them. I wonder how heavy they are, if they're difficult to move from one location to another. I wonder how much they fold up. We still have some old lawn chairs that just fold to where they're, 2.5 feet wide and 3.5 feet tall or something like that. But they're very lightweight, aluminum and some sort of webbing material. No padding though. Let's see. Thanks everyone for mentioning about the COVID. Yeah, I didn't really have any problems with COVID until earlier this year. My wife and I both got it, and it wasn't all that pleasant, but it was, I think, a whole lot better than guys who got it the previous year or before that. And Dick, thanks for talking football. I kind of missed out a little bit this week. I remember Sunday in particular, my wife had me doing something. I don't remember what she had me doing now, but I missed that. I did see a couple games, lots of drops, a fumble that was kind of entertaining, but oh well. And let's see here. Swing shift, yeah. I used to do shift work way back when. I seem to be most productive on swing shift and least productive on midnight shift. But everything has its